Welcome to our deep dive into one of the most compelling and psychologically intense battles in comic book history, Batman versus the Joker. The plot revolves around a largely psychological battle between Batman and his longtime foe, the Joker, who has escaped from Arkham Asylum. Batman paid a visit to Arkham Asylum, and specifically to the Joker's cell. He then tells the Clown Prince of Crime that he's been thinking of their battles, more specifically how they're most likely going to end. One of them is most likely going to kill the other, whether it be Joker killing Batman or Batman killing Joker. That most likely it may happen either sooner or later, and wonders if Joker himself is aware of that. However, he then realizes the man in the cell is not actually the Joker due to his chalk skin smearing off when he tried to grab him, and demands to know where he is. The Joker intends to drive Gotham City Police Commissioner James Gordon insane to prove that the most upstanding citizen is capable of going mad after having one bad day. As part of his plan, the Joker managed to scam the owner of a rundown amusement park into giving him control, also poisoning him in the process when shaking hands on the deal, revealing that the park was actually Joker's since an hour beforehand, thanks to his minions forcing his business partner to grant Joker ownership.
What? What the fuck?
Along the way, the Joker has flashbacks to his early life, gradually explaining his possible origin. The man who will become the Joker is an unnamed engineer who quit his job at a chemical company to become a stand-up comedian, only to fail miserably. Desperate to support his pregnant wife, Jeannie, he agrees to guide two criminals into the plant for a robbery. During the planning, the police inform him that his wife has died in a household accident involving an electric baby bottle heater. Grief-stricken, the engineer tries to withdraw from the plan, but the criminals strong-arm him into keeping his commitment to them. At the plant, the criminals make him don a special mask to become the infamous Red Hood. Unknown to the engineer, this disguise is simply the criminals' scheme to implicate any accomplice as the mastermind to divert attention from themselves. Once inside, they almost immediately blunder into security personnel, and a violent shootout and a chase ensues. This turn of events, compounding the man's misfortunes of that one day, drives him completely insane, causing him to break out into hysterical laughter and results in the birth of the Joker. In the present day, the Joker kidnaps Gordon, shoots and paralyzes his daughter Barbara, and imprisons him in a rundown amusement park.
Fine, I'm cool, I'm fine.
His henchmen then strip Gordon naked and cage him in the park's freak show. He chains Gordon to one of the park's rides and cruelly forces him to view giant pictures of his wounded daughter in various states of undress. Once Gordon completes the maddening gauntlet, the Joker ridicules him as an example of the average man, a naive weakling doomed to insanity. Batman arrives to save Gordon, and the Joker retreats into the funhouse. Batman enters the funhouse and faces the Joker's traps, while the Joker tries to persuade his old foe that the world is inherently insane and thus not worth fighting for, also claiming that Batman must have suffered from a bad day himself and gone insane as well, mostly because of his attire, with Joker being far more correct in his assumption than even he realized. He then commented that, while he doesn't remember exactly how his bad day went, due to his memories changing every time, he knows he went crazy as a result, especially after knowing how the world was a black, awful joke. He then ranted as to why Batman won't acknowledge he's gone crazy, especially when he's pretty sure the caped crusader was smart enough to see things from his eyes, pointing out how the Cold War frequently came close to escalating to World War III due to a flock of geese appearing on a computer screen, or how the Second World War was allegedly caused by Germany entering an argument over the amount of telegraph poles they owed the Allies when undergoing reparations shortly after the First World War, and then denouncing everything everyone has strived to fight for as being a monstrous, demented gag before demanding to know why Batman not only doesn't see the funny side, but why he isn't even laughing at all. Eventually, Batman tracks down the Joker, and after explaining that the reason he isn't laughing at all, nor seeing it as a funny side, is because he's heard the joke before, and it wasn't funny the first time around, subdues him. Batman then attempts to reach out to him to give up crime and put a stop to their years-long war. Otherwise, the two will be eternally locked on a course that will one day result in a fight to the death between them. He then tells Batman a joke that was started earlier in the comic.
You know, it's funny. This reminds me of a joke. See, there were two guys locked in a lunatic asylum. And one night they decided they didn't like that anymore. They decided to escape. So they made it up to the roof, and there, just across this narrow gap, they see rooftops stretching across town, stretching to freedom. Now, the first guy, he jumps right across, no problem. But his friend, oh, no way. He's afraid of falling. So the first guy, he has an idea. He says, hey, I got this flashlight with me. I'll shine it across the gap between the buildings, and you can walk across the beam and join me. But the second guy says, what do you think I am, crazy? You just turn it off when I'm halfway across.
The joke is funny enough to make the normally stone-faced Batman laugh. They continue to laugh as the police approach. Batman then grabs the Joker, and the story ends, leaving it up to the reader to determine the Joker's fate. And so, we reach the end of The Killing Joke, a story that leaves us pondering the blurred lines between heroism and villainy, sanity and madness. Thank you for joining us in this exploration of one of the most iconic and thought-provoking stories in the Batman universe. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and remember, sometimes all it takes is one bad day.